Okay, good morning, first graders. So today we're going to continue work on our narratives. I hope y'all remember that from our last writing lessons. We've been working on, we started with our pre-write, and then we went into our rough draft. And so now, today's lesson is going to be working on peer editing, and we're going to work on getting our stories with more details. So, the pages y'all have in front of you from your stories, you should have 3 pages, one with your beginning, your middle, and your end, correct? Mm-hmm. So, our goal for today is to get our stories to have 2 details per event. So, in my story that I have on my board, what was my first event? What happened in the beginning?
You went to the beach.
I went to the beach, and then what was my middle?
You stepped on a rock.
Stepped on a rock, and then my ending.
Went to the doctor.
Yes, exactly. So right now I have 3 steps, beginning, middle, and end. And my story is that I went to the beach, stepped on a rock, and I went to the doctor. So I'm going to ask for y'all's help. We're going to add in 2 more details in this one that's going to make our story even more exciting. So in my first event, I went to the beach. Can y'all think of anything to make this more exciting? What kind of details can we add? Do you have any ideas?
Maybe it was a really hot day, so you went to the beach, and the sand was really soft.
That's perfect. It was a hot day. Hot day. And then the beach was sandy, huh? It was, sandy beach. Perfect. So now, if I were to read my story, it's going to sound like, it was a really hot day, so I went to the beach and I walked on the sandy beach, right? Something like that? Perfect. All right, so who can help me with this one too? So my middle was I stepped on the rock. Can we think of 2 more details for here?
Maybe like the color of the rock and what happened when you stepped on the rock.
I like it. Perfect. So maybe the rock was gray, right? Rock was gray. And then for this one, afterwards my foot started bleeding, huh? Remember? So then my foot was bleeding. Perfect. And I like that one because oops, spelled bleeding wrong. Now that we know my foot was bleeding, that shows us that what happens next, right? What after my foot was bleeding, went to the doctor. And can we think of 2 details to add to this one?
He cleaned the sand off my foot and then gave me 2 stitches.
I like it. So cleaned the sand, and then I got 2 stitches. Oh my goodness. Perfect. So now we took my story from 3 simple steps into a long, look at this, it's almost probably like a whole page of work, right? So I went to the beach on a hot day and walked in the sand, and then I stepped on a rock that was gray, and my foot started bleeding, and then I went to the doctor, and they cleaned the sand off my foot, and I got 2 stitches. Perfect. So now, I'm going to have y'all turn to your neighbors, and I want you to retell them your story so far. Tell them your beginning, tell them your middle, and then tell them your end.
Okay. I went to Chelan, and I went wakeboarding, and I crashed.
Okay. I went camping and went swimming up camping and went home.
Beautiful. I like it. So now that we've shared our stories, I'm going to have y'all trade your stories with your partner, and then I want you to look at your partner's beginning, middle, and end pages. And then on their paper, I want you to put a check mark by each detail that you see. So they have their beginning, and then put a check if they have a detail or 2 details for each part. Perfect. Okay, so now that we've traded with our partners, we've looked it over, we've reviewed, we've made sure that our partner has 2 details. Now, we're going to trade it back, and you're going to get your own essay back. And then, I want y'all to make sure, I want you to do a check for yourself. If your partner saw that you had 2 details, your section would be good. So if the beginning you had 2 parts, move on to the middle. And then I want you to see where you can add in more details. If you were missing one, then I want you to go in and see where can I add in more details. Like you were talking about the color of the rock, where can you add in more details to your story? And now that we've peer reviewed our stories, we're going to turn them into me today because it's the end of our writing lesson. And then this is going to lead us into next week's lesson, which is going to be our final draft. So now, so we went from our rough draft, right? That's what we had at the beginning today. And then we worked with our peers, we worked on finding more details, we worked on polishing our paper so that it's going to be ready for us to work on the final and turn in your finished narrative. Yes.